So the idea behind this entire course is that you're influencing people by making entertaining films with AI, but you're also psychologically engaging them to elicit an emotion from them, which gets them to build trust and take a specific action. It's a great way to add value to people's lives, educating them on a particular topic, as well as inspiring and entertaining them. And this gives you a great amount of purpose as an artist. So you're going to install Chat. I would suggest getting a Plus account, but you don't need one to start out if you don't have one. Then click on the link below this video for HypeJet to install it. HypeJet is used to write your script. It's going to create a script that holds retention, so your videos perform well with conversions and virality. It's like the engine for the car, and you'll design the car, but we're going to make sure that HypeJet designs the engine so it performs. And you're just going to say go. I use the microphone feature and just talking to HypeJet, and all you have to do is just answer the questions. The first question is going to be, if you're making this film for AI filmmaking community, this way HypeJet will create a script designed to convert people back into this community where you can earn monthly commission. It's a great way to practice and earn while you learn. The second option is if you're creating for your own personal brand, a service, or a client. And the third option is if you're going to create a short film story. This is for YouTube Shorts, or if you just want to make a great short AI film. These are the types of films that I've been making, and these films have a call to action on the end to join my community where you can learn how to make these types of films. So even though you're making a short film, you still want to have a call to action. It might be to follow the account or to see what happens next, but you still want to leave people with a call to action, even if it's a continuous series. It might even just be a cliffhanger to your story. So pick one of these directions and then just go through and answer the rest of the questions. HypeJet will guide you and spark your imagination. If you have a theme in mind, a genre in mind, go ahead and let it know. And if you don't know, the best thing to do is just tell HypeJet to pick it for you. HypeJet's built to find your target demographic based on either a product, a story, and it will create a main character that relates to the viewer that is most interested in this type of story or product or service. If you know your specific audience or customer and you're sure of it, then great, you can put that information in here. But honestly, it's best to let HypeJet scan the entire web and choose a demographic for you, because it's designed and knows who to convert to more than we do. It can scan the entire web and understand who's going to be most influenced by your story, product, or service. Next, it's going to come up with 3 log lines. A log line is a summary of the plot. You can pick a log line that it gives you, as well as give it input on the ideas you have, so that you can custom construct your log line. And this is what it's going to base your script off of. So next, it's going to write your script out for you. This is a template. It's a starting point. There's 5 parts to this structure. Go ahead and read it. Give it some feedback about the direction you want to take it. I would push the limits with it. Tell it to go harder, go funnier, go more over the top. You really want to push it as far as you can, and you can always take a step back. But the best thing to do is to really push the envelope with it and give it key adjective words where it will do a couple re-rolls on your script that really pushes the boundaries. Once you have a couple versions of your script, you can copy and paste them into a Google Doc, and then you want to work within each of the 5 sections to come up with the best lines. The way to do that is just to copy and paste back into HypeJet and tell it to give you more options for that line. If you have a specific comedian you like, if you have a specific way a writer writes, maybe it's a famous movie director, a famous writer, maybe it's a comedian, maybe it's a certain tone you're after. You can also tell it to lean more into the language of the demographic and the lingo they're currently using that you might not even understand, but you know that it's best for that demographic to build trust with. So those are the key areas that you really want to communicate to your demographic. This is designed to land in that 60-second range. It's built on the psychology of dopamine, structure, retention, based on marketing, as well as the feature film screenwriting and short film screenwriting for the last century. So you're in good hands to know that these scripts do convert and that your ideas are built on an engine that will hold somebody's retention and persuade them to take action, even if it's just sharing your video or engaging with it. The most important part of your script is going to be your visible goal. Okay, and I'm going to explain. The visible goal is an actual goal that gives the viewer a reason to stay to the end. This has to be spoken by your character as the voiceover, or it needs to be said on screen. A visible goal has 3 elements to it. The hook always starts with pain points and something enticing. So make sure that first line counts. It's the first thing the viewer is going to see, and it's extremely important. It calls out the demographic, it calls out pain points, and it needs to be shocking. And so the typical hook has pain points in it. There's 3 parts to the visible goal. The first one is the actual goal. That goal has to be shown on screen, like saving a cat, for instance, or getting out of jail, or escaping, or saving something. It just has to be shown on screen. It can't be a theme. It can't be like becoming happier. That is a theme. That's a feeling, and that can't physically be shown. So it needs to be an actionable thing that can be shown on screen. Make sure that's stated, and that solves the pain points. The visible goal line will also include a ticking clock. So I have X amount of time to get this done. It might be 2 seconds, it might be 2 months. But either way it's spoken, it creates urgency. And the third thing in the visible goal is going to be high stakes. So the highest stake is probably death. It can be losing something. It can be embarrassment. It needs to be something that the main character wants to avoid happening. It's their worst case scenario. The higher the stakes, the better. So if the visible goal isn't accomplished in X amount of time, then high stakes will happen. If I don't rescue my cat in the next 5 minutes, then my mom turns the cat into the pound. So that would be an example. HypeJet's going to build this for you. It's going to come up with a strong visible goal, but feel free to work with it and make it even stronger, or tell it to make it stronger if you don't have ideas for it. So go through each section, modify your lines, modify your ideas, and you're going to find that working with HypeJet is going to spark your imagination. It's going to help you work within a framework and an engine that actually works in storytelling. And know that you're going to be in good hands when you have this blueprint and you go to build your audio and your visuals for it. This is the most important part. This is what gets people watching your video and keeps them glued to it, as well as pays them off emotionally. The value discovery is going to be hurdles, as well as add value to the viewer by educating them, or it may just be hurdles that are happening for your main character, more challenges for your main character, more dopamine hits for the viewer. And then the story moves into an all is lost moment, which is rock bottom for the main character, or rock bottom for the service, or for the story. This happens right before the climax. And this creates that last push, that's learned from the journey, into the main character going into the climax. The climax is going to be injecting the product or the mechanism that your main character learns from, solves their visible goal, whether it's resolved or it's not resolved, and then the lesson that's learned from it. At that point, you've transcended your viewer into a win situation that gets them inspired, achieves a level that's been passed, creates a resolution, which then leads to the call to action in the end. This needs to be called out if it's for a product. If it's for something paid, you need to let the viewer know how much it is and what to do, what action to take. If it's just a short film, it can be a cliffhanger to watch the continuous series, or it might just be a follow to watch more. And for example, for my community, it's just going to be to just join the $5 AI filmmaking community. Lately, I've been making short films to entertain, and then my call to action is, do you want to learn how to make this film? Come join the community.